What's up, everyone? Welcome to an episode of Skywars. So, can I just express real quick that homework should not exist? I know that sounds biased coming from a high school student that hasn't uploaded in weeks, not weeks, a week, because they've been busy doing homework. But, like, hear me out, right? I had to do this English research project thing, and now look. It is by no means a project that I, like, absolutely hate. It's not bad. It's literally just an argumentative essay. Granted, I have to do a lot of extra steps for it, like research, because I can't just say, no, you're wrong, and then when they try to counter-argue, I can't just say, nuh-uh, but, you know, we're good. Oh, God dang it. Why don't people fall for that anymore? I'm also a little sick. But anyways, I'm not just saying that because I'm biased. My topic of choice, I either had mental health, which is kind of hard to argue, like that mental health is getting worse because there's not like physical evidence. Like there's research, but he wants physical evidence of it. Okay, that I wanted your pants, but that's fine. But he wanted us to be sure that we have like real, provable, undeniable evidence, and so I'm like, I'll just do homework. That sounds easier. Like mental health, I don't know, man. So I went with homework, and he was like, okay, which side do you want to argue for? And I was like, you hear me complain daily about the fact that I go home and instead of playing video games or writing music or hanging out with friends, I do homework until 1 a.m. You know what side of this I'm on. And he's like, oh yeah, I know. All right. And so he puts me down for I'm arguing against homework, right? So I started doing my research recently. And let me just say, the statistics are sad. Did you know that the reason I have so much homework is a lot of teachers are operating on this 10-minute rule thing, so it's like for every grade level, you should have 10 minutes of homework. So like first grade would have 10 minutes. Second grade would have 20 minutes, you know, until you get to a senior in high school who would have 120 minutes. That would put me at 100 minutes right now as being a sophomore. That's absurd. You want me to go home and spend 100 minutes on homework, and that's for one class is the thing. It's not like saying overall. It's saying each teacher should assign this much homework. What? So, God, sorry, I'm a little sick and it's making it a little hard to speak, but I got this. So you're telling me that for each of my teachers, I have 4. I should have 100 minutes of homework. You want me to go home and do 400 minutes of homework? Do you realize how long that is? Like, what? Let's do the math here on this one. That's, like, 6 hours, I want to say. 6-ish, because, let's see. 10 hours would be 600 minutes. Right? My math isn't wrong. 60 minutes times 10. Yeah. So 600 minutes would be 10 hours. So 2/3 of that would be 6 or 7-ish hours. Yeah. So 400 minutes. You want me to go home and be up until 1 a.m. doing homework every night? Beyond 1 a.m. I'm getting lucky, apparently. So I'm like, no, this doesn't work. What? So yeah, that's like their main thing is, oh well, you know, it teaches kids how to be how to do time management and be responsible, and you know, it gives them a routine, because children don't have routines, you know, they just kind of do whatever they please. And I'm like, okay, well, here's the thing. One of the biggest counter arguments against that in the research that I've been looking at, right, is that the majority of kids, like I think it was 86%, participate in extracurriculars. And if not that, they have a routine when they get home, whether it be with chores or, you know, spending time with the dog, playing video games with their friends, whatever. There is a routine being established. So the argument that homework is beneficial because it teaches children to have a routine, it's just dumb. Children have routines outside of homework that are much more beneficial to them mentally. Now, that said, there is another half to that argument that they're making, It's not just about a routine, it's about time management, right? Because, by the time you're getting to an age where it does offer valuable time management skills, 8th-ish grade, you aren't at your house expected to do chores or outside of your house looking for jobs. What? So you're telling me that I can't get valuable time management by learning how to do actually good things for me? Okay, so here's the thing. When the way homework is, it's either considered a helpful tool for, affirming new lessons and like a schedule, whatever. Okay, why can I not there's like so many different ways that I could approach this. So when a math teacher, for example, sends home math homework, there are kids that will look at that homework and be like, I know how to do this, why should I have to? That's just extra stress onto their life. So they're the kids that know how to do it, that are getting nothing out of it, except for stress. And then there are the kids that don't know how to do it, that are getting nothing out of it, except for stress, because they don't know how to do it, and they're getting graded on whether they know how to do it or not. You see what the issue is there? If a teacher is not teaching a kid actively and just expecting them to figure it out on their own at their house, instead of enjoying their, the rest of their day after being at school for 8 hours in most places, 8 hours, these teachers are expecting you to go home not knowing what you're doing and just do it anyways. What? That doesn't help a kid learn. All that does is stress them out and make them, like, their mental state, their mental health, it'll drop dramatically. Huh? You're telling me that it's a good idea to just send kids home with mountains of homework that they don't know how to do? Let me throw in a personal example, right? I have about 11 questions out of a history packet that I have to do every night. But the thing is, these are all things that we're going over in class. I don't see what good it offers me to do it at home when we're learning it in class. I don't care if it's like to reaffirm information. If you need to reaffirm information, then... Oh, shoot! Yeah. No, don't shoot. Oh! Anyways. I never doubted myself. Anyways, yeah, so if you need to reaffirm information, rather than, sending home mounds of homework to a child that doesn't know how to do it, or does and it's a waste of their time, why don't you redo a lesson for a child in class? Or maybe we separate... So, like, this is why I think the idea of having 2 teachers for each, group of, each class, each group of kids is a good idea. So say, for example, there are some, we're learning European exploration, right? And we're studying when Europeans discovered the Americas, right? We're learning about that. Now, say there are kids who, off the back of their, the just top of their head, they know, oh, well, Europe was actually about to stop exploring because there was no riches, they weren't getting rewarded anymore. But then the Spanish came into contact with the Americas, and the rest of the Europeans were like, oh, hey, we want in on this. They have gold, they have silver, right? There's a kid that knows that right off the top of their head. I am that kid. So you're telling me that it is good to send them home knowing that they know that. Send them home and make them rewrite that in multiple different ways for multiple different reasons. It's a good idea to do that, and send the child that goes, I don't know, what did reignite European interest in exploration, right? There's a kid that is going, asking that question, and you're sending them home with just as much homework. They don't know how to do it. So why I think having 2 teachers is a good idea. You can have one teacher that focuses on the kids that do understand, and another teacher that lags behind with the kids that are waiting. And you can alternate it, right? So, say for example, again, the European exploration thing. The kids that do get it move on, and instead they start learning about the Aztecs and Inca. Alright, so all of a sudden... Oh, wait, this guy's a fish. I forgot about that. So they take the new kids, and they spend the next day learning about that, right? They take the kids that understood European exploration, and they start learning about that. Now, what about the kids that didn't understand it, right? They go to the other teacher for the day, and they do a different lesson that reaffirms everything. Hold on. That felt good. So they learn a different lesson that reestablishes everything in a new way so that they can understand it, right? Then the next day, for the kids that didn't understand anything about the Aztec or Incas, right? They can then alternate. The teacher from yesterday can take the kids from yesterday with the kids that didn't understand it and teach them about the Aztecs and Inca. Anyway, so yeah, the teacher that was teaching the kids that were lagging behind on European exploration can move ahead to the next subject with the kids that understood Aztecs and Incas. And then, you know, the teacher that already taught that lesson can refine the lesson for the new kids. You get what I'm saying? So the kids that are now moving on from European exploration, they now get a much refined, better reviewed lesson. And the kids that didn't understand the Aztecs and Incas the day before get to redo it. And then it just keeps alternating. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that would work way better than just sending a kid home not knowing what they're doing with a bunch of extra stress-causing homework. That's just my personal opinion. But anyways, and that actually is very happy. That made me happy that I could just set them on fire before they left. Anyways, so yeah, it's like there are solutions to this where it takes off the stress from the kids. You're no longer having kids that are like staying up late every night like me doing endless amounts of homework and projects because they actually understand what they're doing and the homework no longer is needed. Circling back, the argument for time management, right? Well, by the time you're getting to a grade where, you know, I said this before, but I'm going to repeat this so that I can expand on the thought. By the time you're getting to a grade where that time management is actually making a difference, you know, 80 minutes that you have to, you know, you have to figure out where you're going to fit that in. By the time that's happening, you're getting that life lesson from other places, chores around the house, you know, a job even, like trying to balance your home life with your social life. There are other ways that you can figure out how to manage your time to the best of your ability, right? And so, like, you're telling me that on top of, say, a high school student that has a job, they need more homework? That's not going to help them with time management. That's going to rapidly decrease their mental health and their, like, will to keep, like, living because they won't have any time to themselves. They're going to be doing nothing but school, work. Like, it's not good for kids ever to just pile on more and more homework. And again, this is being generous because each teacher is supposed to give the 10-minute rule. What? So yeah, that's like in a final analysis, right? Homework, not beneficial. Like, I get that early on there can be arguments for some benefits, but like later on when the homework is actually piling up on you, what's it gonna do for you other than doing other things? Like, I don't remember the last time I went and hung out with my friends just to hang out with them and not to do something like productive for school or something outside of school. I don't know, man. Wow, the stone is very shadowy today. Anyways, that was another episode of Skywars. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe, sympathize for me in the comments if you also have endless amounts of homework. My T's are turning into D's because I'm sick. Anyways, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.